Well, everybody, is finally here, the long-awaited return, the comeback season. Season 12 of Red Arrow is coming at you right now.
It's jumping off down here in Oklahoma.
I am really excited to be bringing y'all Season 12. It feels good to get back in the saddle, get back on the road, kill a bunch of deer. We had our best season by far as number of things that hit the ground. I mean, when you lock me up for a year and I can't get out and deer hunt, stuff's gonna die the following year. So I'm extra fired up to kick off Season 12, and we are kicking Season 12 off in one of my favorite places on planet Earth. We're going to Texas.
Well, I'm mean as gravel, I'm poor as dirt, and I like things better the way they were. Well, I'm strong in the head, but I get things done. I spend too much money to have a little fun. Come on. I ain't changing, I'm a stubborn man. So can you love me like I am? Can you love me, baby, like I am? Yeah. Light the fuse and run now, brother, 'cause you ain't got a lot of time. But you better make your getaway quick so you don't have to answer why. The bells will ring.
You know, if y'all are like me, you love shooting whitetail deer with your bow and arrow, and there is no better place if you like to kill lots and lots of whitetail deer than Texas. I've hunted all over the great state of Texas. I've hunted East Texas, I've hunted Central Texas, I've even hunted the famous South Texas, and I've killed just about everything Texas has to offer, from hogs to whitetail deer, aoudad, javelinas, and even a couple rattlesnakes. I've even done a bunch of hood rat stuff, like ride wide open through a cow pasture in a Ranger and shoot hogs with an AR. I mean, have you really lived if you hadn't ridden wide open through a cow pasture and smoked a hog with an AR-15? I think not. I've done a lot of cool stuff down in Texas, but this year I was looking to do something a little different. I had never killed a really nice buck with my bow and arrow, and I was looking for a spot where I would at least have a chance to kill a nice buck, and a spot that kind of had a casual attitude about how many tags they handed out. So when I need a new place to hunt, I call up legendary bow hunter, world traveler, and one of my dearest friends, David Blanton. Hey, David. It's Kip. Kip Campbell. Yeah, yep. No, I know about last time. I still feel really bad. I mean, to be honest, the village wasn't in that great a shape when I got there. But I mean, it was a small lawsuit. No one ever said no fully automatic rifles allowed. I thought you said shoot everything you see. Not don't shoot everything you see. Look, this time's going to be different. This time will be 100% different. I'll be on my best behavior. Alright, yeah, set it up. That sounds great, man. No, I understand he has a strict management policy. Okay. Yep. Yes, sir. Okay, I love you. I mean, see, I'll talk to you. Catch you on the flip edge of the... He hung up.
What this?
It's a bow.
No, this bow. What this?
It's a Hoyt RX-4. It'll shoot an arrow over 340 feet a second.
Kill mammoth?
I guess.
Look, Carol Baskins.
Hey, man. With Caldwell's new EMAX Shadows, you only hear what you want to hear.
Hey babe, don't forget tonight we have dinner with Liz and Shy, and then tomorrow we've got that, but I know you'd rather not do that, so I put 200 rounds of ammo in your truck for you and your friends to go have a good time at the range. Sunday night, your dad asked if you could do the gun. You and your buddies should go to the range, then go camping like you wanted to. I went to the store today and bought all the bacon they had, and I'll be here cooking it in nothing but my apron.
Sounds great. Love you too, honey.
Buck Knives, choose your character. Boogalooian, the Fisherman, Paw Paw, Westy, the Redneck.
Hey, what are you doing, man? Social distancing. Social distancing? Yep, social distancing. I'm watching my deer's every move while keeping my distance using the Spartan GoCam and mobile app. Why? What are you doing? Just going on a toilet paper run.
As a lumberjack, I love three things. The feel of a good axe handle, of course my companion Sally, Easy Sally, and a crackling fire made out of the finest hardwood. More hot sticks, Sally. Sally! Dost thou sitteth on the cold damp ground like a peasant whilst pondering nature's many queries? What do you call me? Protect your royal backside with Thermoset. Thermoset. Sit like a king, hunt like a king.
Hey, for more Red Arrow content after the show, go to our YouTube page, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, as well as check out all our other social media to win cool prizes from Caldwell.
Red Arrow is brought to you by Hoyt. Get serious. Get Hoyt. Realtree. Family, friends, and the outdoors. Antler King. Bigger bucks, healthier deer. Caldwell. Eliminate the variables that make you miss. ARE. Outfit for life. And Federal Premium Ammunition. Every shot counts.
So David finally introduced us to his secret contact in Abilene, Texas, Mr. Paul Holton of Paul Holton Deer Hunts. We finally roll into Abilene, Texas, man. We got fresh ground under our feet, we got a quiver full of arrows, and we're fixing to lay some stuff out.
Here we go.
If David Blanton tells you that a place is good, you get really excited because David has just done it all in the whitetail world. I mean, he's killed some monsters, and he's been all over the country, all over the world for that matter, killing stuff. He is a rock star of the hunting industry, and not a better, more humble Christian man on this planet or a better friend. So when he gives you a recommendation, man, you get really excited about the place and the people you're going to interact with that week.
Look at that pig. Unbelievable.
We rolled into Abilene just in time. We met with Paul. We got our gear unloaded, shot the bow a couple times, and we were heading to the stand.
I don't know what it is about being in Texas, but it just feels right. This has the monster bucks feel to it right here in Texas. It's got the look. So this is my first West Texas hunt.
So the rules of engagement, I think, I was paying attention in the briefing, but I try to pay attention as little as possible so that I can have what's called plausible deniability. So for now, tonight, what we're looking for, we're looking to shoot a nice, good, big, heavy Texas 8-point.
Well, everyone just come over. Sit back and be glad that it's over.
The road is about 40-45 yards where these deer are going to start trickling in. It's a dry creek bed that we're looking at. Right in front of me, I got a little bit of Antler King attracting fuel to try to give me that 20-25 yard shot. I spread a little bit of it out. The closer right on top of these deer you can get, the better chances you got that the deer's reaction to your bow going off is going to have less effect on point aim, point impact.
This is how
We're sitting here looking at these deer coming in, and over to my left steps out a stud of a buck.
everything that matters to me.
This 8-point's coming around, and he is looking good, man. He's got good heavy horns. I don't get to look at a lot of Texas deer throughout the season, so I'm not probably the best at judging their age, but He looked nice and thick, has some heavy horns. He's probably gonna get shot. So this deer comes around, he comes in, but he's quartering to me. I come to full draw and I'm just waiting for him to take a step.
All right, ready? Smoked. Can you come outside? Big ol' heavy 8-pointer on the first set here in Texas, baby. We whacked him down, savage. I smoke bowled him, son, 25 yards.
I watched that arrow bury up in him and I knew he was not gonna go far. You could have killed that deer with a field point where I put that arrow.
Oh, jacking up a buck on the first night, baby.
I was so excited. I released an arrow. The shot looked absolutely perfect. And we lost sight of the deer in the dry creek and we were gonna get down, give him a little bit of time and start looking for blood.
Here's my loom knot. And I smoked him. He didn't go anywhere. His butt was going over his head when he hit the tree line right there. We wanted to try to get down and get a daylight recovery, but it was getting dark pretty rapidly on us here. Let's go get him. I can't stand it. Boy, he is smoked.
I climbed down out of the tree and grabbed my arrow and it looked absolutely perfect. So we called Paul to see if he wanted to come on the recovery with us.
Let's go get him.
Smoking, you got blood trickling out.
Smoking, Jack. And the footage is beautiful. Look at him, man. Look at that. Look where the exit came out. You can't shoot him any better than that.
This deer didn't go 80 yards. He really didn't bleed that much, but he didn't go 80 yards.
Good deer? Awesome deer, man.
Good job, man. That's awesome.
Thank you, buddy. It's already been an incredible trip. We ain't even been here for a minute.
Yeah.
Couldn't have asked for a better way to start this hunt. On the first night, we got a good 8-point, and me and Paul are heading back to the skinning shed.
After 20 years and only 50 billion taxpayer dollars, we finally came up with the first invisibility suit.
I could have saved y'all $49,999,999,800. See, this is me last hunting season.
Impossible.
What kind of ammo is that?
I shoot Fusion from Federal Premium Ammunition. From primer to projectile, virtually every component is optimized for use in modern sporting rifles and peak ballistic performance through short barrels.
Can I try some of that?
Whoa, and I hit the target this time.
Hey neighbor, what are you doing?
Just going to the bank.
Aren't you worried about all that money back there?
No, I'm putting it in the bed of my truck. Should be fine.
Oh yeah, should be fine. You wouldn't do that to your hard-earned money, so why do it to the stuff you spend your hard-earned money on? I protect my gear with ARE truck caps and accessories. ARE, outfit for life. Look at this fool. Are the arrows from Serious Archery the hardest hitting, most accurate arrows you can find? Is my cameraman a cross-eyed ginger Viking that still gets everything in focus despite all the laws of science and probability? You bet your sweet ass they are.
All right, everybody knows what to do, right?
Yeah.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
With Wheeler's full line of tools for the modern sporting rifle, the options for your custom build are endless. But remember, just because you can build it doesn't always mean you should. Don't be this guy. Wheeler Engineering, build responsibly.
Closed captioning provided by the Brotherhood of the Bone Collector. Superior accuracy, unmatched reliability, Red Arrow weapons may be the greatest.
Whoa. Take it easy on the oversell. We get it. They're awesome.
Sorry, I got excited. Order yours now at redarrowweapons.com.
The good thing about a hunt like this is when you punch your first buck tag, you get up the next day and you do it again. We're back after him at daybreak, and it doesn't take long and some stud deer start moving in. Dude, these 10-pointers have my heart pumping. I'm telling you what, watching this deer come in to bow range, these deer were in bow range, was just, I was about to come unglued. I have to kill something soon. It's fun, but it's hard to watch a deer like that. 10 points are off limits. We want to let them grow up, be all they can be for a trophy hunting client. I'm sitting here watching these beautiful giant trophy deer like some crackhead, like, you got any more of them management bucks, man? We're watching this Big 10 and out walks a rock star of an 8-point. So now I'm in a real predicament because we hadn't really discussed what to do if a giant trophy class size 8-point walked out. We had talked about killing a bunch of 8-points for the management, but we're fixing to get into a situation right here where I'm going to have to ask forgiveness in lieu of permission. Fortunately, for all parties involved, the 8-point included, the grass, they had had a lot of rain and the grass had grown up so high that it was making the shot not as easy. So it was covering up some vitals. Well, fresh off of seeing that buck, I am fired up to get in the blind this evening. My brother from another mother, Michael Waddell, left us some ground blinds. I mean, I'm assuming they were his. They said bone collector on them. So I'm assuming he left them there for us to use. I brought one summit blind. We brushed it in, did not have the right wind to hunt it.
We're popping up a blind right under this tree. This is a road that comes out of bedding. And normally on years when it's not super dry, there's a great big old food plot out here, a wheat field. And they travel, but they're still traveling through here. We're just gonna pop up a ground blind, tuck it in this tree right here. It's a money spot.
You know, I've seen all the footage from the Real Tree guys, and I'm really excited to get out there and hunt Paul's place. One thing I'm really excited to do is I'm gonna kind of copy off my man Greg Thompson, old 2 Chains. He got a GoPro exit wound kill shot on a buck. Now, we've gotten that on our show on Red Arrow before on a couple does, but I've never done it. Got an exit wound kill shot on a buck before, and we've got a bunch of GoPros. We're going to try to get it done this week because a lot of the hunting we're going to be doing is in ground blinds, eye level with these deer, simply because the trees aren't really big enough to put a tree stand in. Well, the lay of the land is we've got this ground blind hunkered down in this tree. There's a road that comes out where all the deer bed to our right and they filter out to go to the gigantic wheat fields in the evenings to feed. So this is like a major highway where deer just travel down it all the time. I mean, all different types of game. And Paul had said he'd been seeing a bunch of hogs in there and to please shoot some hogs if we got the opportunity. Forgive me, Father, for I've sinned. 63 times I stopped on the way to the stand to get gas. 42 of those times I had a chili dog with onions. Just basically lazy with my scent control. Do you have scent crusher products, my son? Of course I got one. Oh, then you're fine. What are you doing in here? There's a cold front coming. Get out there. What's the last thing you want to see before you start bloodshowing? This? Or this? Loom knot. Light them up.
Man, these walk-on targets sure do stop arrows good. Makes you wonder what else they could stop in this world. Like homelessness, the coronavirus, or socialism.
So listen, Kyle, we just need to give socialism a chance.
At least they stop arrows real good.
Antler King makes the best food plot products. You get the highest protein and the most tonnage.
My trophy clover lasted 6 years.
That's because it's 100% perennial clover and chicory.
No mixed in annuals.
Like others.
Antler King seed needs less seed to soil contact.
And they grow deeper roots.
So it's more cold tolerant.
And needs less moisture.
Most important, deer love Antler King food plots.
Antler King.
Bigger bucks.
Healthier deer.
Red Arrow is brought to you by Spartan Camera, Polaris, Scent Crusher, Buck Knives, Bomar Archery, Spot Hog, SKB, Vortex Optics, Sirius Archery, Spartan Mowers, Hardy Face Paint, and Hunter's Cloak.
Sweet. Here come the piggies. The cool thing about this hunt is I actually had 2 other cameras set up. I had a GoPro hanging in the tree and I had a Spartan GoCam hanging up as well. So I've got 3 different camera angles plus the one on my bow, so 4 camera angles of these hogs coming in. One cool thing about these cameras being in the tree is you can see these little piglets. They look like little Vienna sausages with these other hogs. We couldn't see them from the ground blind because of all the prickly pears, but you know, having these 2 other camera angles is pretty cool to see. Bacon for the Campbell family, everybody.
Come on in, baby, dough ain't light. I got the shade pulled down, got your drink on the rocks. Come in, honey, do what comes naturally. Hey, 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 hey. I said, hey,
Why do I shoot hogs? Well, first off, have you ever had a pork chop? Other reasons to kill hogs? I mean, like, cause it's Tuesday. I mean, you really don't need a reason. It's a hog. One cool thing about this GoPro is it captured a buck off to the side that I had no idea was there. So when I shoot this hog, you see this nice, it looked like a pretty nice buck, spooks down to the left of the camera to my right. And that just goes to show you when you're in a closed off, boxed in situation, there can be a whole lot going on around you that you can't see. That's why I like being in a tree stand or just out on the ground somewhere. But this deer was, I mean, he was probably close to in bow range if he got on that camera. He had to be in bow range of the blind, and we had no idea he was in the world.
I don't know where my arrow went. This is where she was standing roughly right there is the ground blind. Arrow blew through her. It could be in that tall grass and we just can't see it. It's buried up so far, or it might be in her. So let's go see if we can find blood. She ran right down this road. Oh man, yeah. Look at there. She's dumping blood. "20 yards into the blood trail, about a finger-sized piece of hog lung. When you got lungs in your blood trail, you knew the broadhead did its job. Right there she is. Look at this hog, man. That's a big old hog right there. She's a producer, making little hogs. That'll work. Good thing that Paul's a professional bodybuilder. Can you get those legs there, Hercules?
Well, we figured we'd keep this management train rolling. There's plenty of does in this area, and they need killing. We see the perfect candidate for the management program strolling in.
I can see. I don't know why I'm whispering. I just shot a deer and blew everything out of here. I can see Paul coming in the Ranger right now.
See, I'm not looking for the one. I'm looking for deer meat. I'm looking to stack bodies, and I'm looking to shoot whatever makes me happy. If this is a little too real for some of y'all, Meemaw, you might want to get over and refill your sweet tea. This part will be over in a minute. But we're just looking to kill as many deer as possible to fill our freezers and have a good time doing it. We had a ball down at Holton Deer Hunts this week, man. We are coming back. We killed way too much stuff. We ain't even started killing stuff yet. Next week's show is chock full of kill shots. It gets a little western.